I don't really know how I want to go about this video. I just kind of am coming here to spew a little bit about what's happened in the past few weeks and how I've been able to increase my business so much to where in these past 30 days I've done over $6,500 on Depop. Last month I was employed and I did $6,200, and the first day of this month I had to step down from that position, which wasn't a big deal. I was actually making more money doing resale, and that was just kind of another piece of income, which I just got a job as a salesperson, and that still gives me a ton of time to do this. So that only takes up half my day, so I still have a ton of time to do this. And I just kind of wanted to talk about the things that I've changed in the past few weeks to months that have really increased my business, and is just continuing to have that exponential growth of growing. And I think by the end of this month I'll probably do $7,000, which is a really big number, and I've never made that much on Depop before in a month. So basically one of the biggest things that I've changed is the amount of items I've had listed. And this is like one of the hard pills for people to swallow when they talk about starting resale, and they just kind of go, well, I think I'm gonna get like 100 pieces, whatever. And it really is like a mathematical thing. If you have one person come into a store, there's 100 items, there's a very low chance that they're gonna find something that they like. But if you have one person come into a store and there's 1,000, 1,500, 5,000 items, they're gonna have there's a more likely chance that they're gonna see an item that they actually like and are willing to give up money in exchange for this item. And that's one of the hard things that it comes down to people, because it's a little bit overwhelming. Because right now the number of listings I have listed, which is this whole entire room, I have shelves here, on the other side I have the same exact shelf on this side. I have 4 of these shelves that are completely full, and I have 1,690 something items listed. I pushed a little over 1,700, but 1,600. And I look at other people's stats, I figure out how much they have listed, and I'm definitely like pretty high up there. But there's some people with 2,000, 3,000, and I've seen as high as 7,000 items listed. But if you put into a calculator, this comes down to your actual, like, the amount of money you're gonna make. If you put into a calculator like 100 times 20, it's not a lot of money. You put 1,000 times 20, it's still an all right amount of money. But the more and more you do, so if you go 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 times 20, and you look at the numbers, how much like exponential growth that is. And it doesn't, like, if you can get 1,000, you can get 2,000. If you can do 2,000, you can do 4,000. It's like the more and more you do, it's like a slow process of build up. But once you're able to handle this amount, it's a lot easier for you to continue to grow at this massive pace. It is truly an exponential growth when it comes to business. That's like one of the biggest things I've noticed growing, is like, it was really slow in the beginning, but it slowly picks up and picks up more. So that's the biggest thing that's changed, is the amount of listings. So other than that, the second thing that I've been doing is social medias, and this has entirely changed the way I've resold entirely. So every single morning when I wake up, I have 2 Instagram accounts, 2 TikTok accounts, and 2 Pinterest accounts. And they're basically the same exact thing, and they post clothing, and they all direct directly to my Depop. And the only reason I have 2 of each is because I wanted to do it as fast as possible. I wanted to grow as fast as possible, get as many people to my Depop as fast as possible. So I have Retry Supply, which is my actual brand name, and then I have Retry Depot, which is just kind of a spin-off of mine, but it just goes direct. It's still the same thing. It does the same exact thing, just a little bit of a different name, but I like the name. I think it's cool. People still get it, and it's just out there to grab more people's attention. So I basically wake up, I do 2 hours of each. I do follow on both of the Instagram accounts. I post on both of the Instagram accounts, both of the TikTok accounts, and I usually do slideshows for all of them. And I do those same slideshows, but as singular pins on Pinterest. And Pinterest is one of the biggest pullers that I've had in the past 2 months. I have reached a total of 2.1 million impressions on Pinterest just on one account alone, which is really big. It's really, really big. I think I've had like 10,000 people come from Pinterest to my Depop, which is insane. And really, it is like, Pinterest is something I never used in the past, other than like looking up like recipes for cookies and other meals, but it's actually like an insanely important business social media platform that nobody really talks about, and I think it's entirely slept on. And so I've been doing that, and I do that every single day, and at night, same thing. 1 to 2 hours, I post on every single one. I do the follow and follow on everything. Like you do posts on TikTok, posts on Instagram, all the posts that you do there, transfer them over to Pinterest. And I kind of keep the same captions, and I throw my call to action, say, hey, if you want to shop similar items, come over to my Pinterest. So all those people come over here, they bring it all to my Depop. So I have a lot of traffic flowing through there. On top of that, I have all of the items listed on there. The third thing that I've kind of changed up is the style of descriptions that I do on my posts. One of the things I've been doing recently, and this comes with a thing that I'm like a kind of a new business idea that I'm going to pursue very soon in the future, like next week, a week or two. I have a huge wholesale coming of jewelry, and I'm going to be selling jewelry in bulk. So that's a really, really big thing. So I have all these boxes down here, small boxes, which is easily going to help me push over the 3,000 items amount. Just going to really excel my business just really, really fast. So I've been looking at other people's captions, and I've noticed some people have way better captions written than I ever could imagine. And they seem almost goofy the way it lays out, but they have like 40, 50,000 sales, and their captions are beautiful. Like one of the things that I was going to talk about in the YouTube video is the way of learning how to become a successful businessman is watching successful people and basically trying to duplicate that in your own way. And through doing this my entire life, I've learned a lot more. I'm someone who, I went to college, I dropped out. I really never learned any like important skills. I never went to trade school, never had somebody coach me on all of the things that I know when it comes to business. And really, I've learned through watching successful people and trying to duplicate that in my own way. And through that, you kind of skip all the garbage ideas you've had that probably won't work, sometimes they do, and you get onto a successful business strategy. So through that, I've been writing my descriptions a little bit differently, and I've noticed how much better, like how many more likes that they get on these posts. And when they get really good, like if I get a post that has a lot of likes, I look at that caption, I kind of read through, I'm like, well, why did this one do so much better? And if I can't really figure it out, I go ahead and I copy the listing, and for some similar item, I'll post the same exact thing, kind of write the caption. If it was green pants in this one, I'll post it, and the pants I'm listing now are blue. Just change the description to make it make sense. So it says like green pants, make it blue pants, but have the rest of the description be the exact same, along with the hashtags, all the other good stuff. So that is basically like the 3 things that I've kind of changed that have really excelled my business in exponentially, and it's just grown extremely fast. Like it was kind of like a blink of an eye, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm making $6,000 a month. And it really didn't feel like it was that much more work, and I just was missing it the entire time. But those are things that I think a lot of people miss out on, and they kind of overlook social media. Some people don't even post on it, but I think it's very crucial to a reseller's success is growing on Instagram, growing on TikTok. Any social media is really important. So those are the things. That is what I've been implementing. So I hope that helped you guys, gave you a few ideas. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment if you have any questions for me, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.